So I'm the CEO of the Cambridge Science Centre. We're a very young organisation, we're just 3 years old, and I think we're doing wonderful things in the area of STEAM, but we're a work in progress. So we are experimenting, we don't have all the answers, we're not looking for any of the answers yet, but we're experimenting hard, and I really hope that we're already collaborating with some of the people in the room, and I hope that after today we'll be able to deepen those collaborations and engage with more of you to really bring best practice. The one thing that we do have is a really strong model to get out into schools and communities, so if we can evolve what works, we've got a channel to take it out there and to test it, which we're already doing, but there's a lot more room for us to work in that area. So I feel a little bit of the enemy, not the enemy in the couple. I mean, I've got an odd position. I'm the CEO of the Cambridge Science Centre, and I come from a purely creative background, no scientific background at all, and I've mostly worked in the creative and arts field, telling stories to forward sustainable development, to help us understand how we live harmoniously as well on our planet. So I'm really keen to use science, the Science Centre, Adventures in Science and Discovery, as a way to join children up as whole people and allow them to learn and become the heroes of the future, really. Children who are going to come out of school knowing how to solve some of our great global challenges, whether it's in science or in another discipline, but very joined up human beings who can work in a multidisciplinary way. And in order to do that, we've created a program called Cosmos. The film I'm about to show you is where we are now. The Cosmos is our new program. It's 5 components. One is our roadshow, which takes us out into schools and communities. One is Cosmos Academy, which we're collaborating with Bill. So we inspire, we have these wonderful journeys in science and discovery. Then what? We leave behind, working with teachers, a wonderful project that enables children to solve real-world challenges. They're given principles and they're given situations to apply them to, they're not given answers. We have, part of this is Cosmos membership, so after we've been at the same time as we're active in schools, we continue the engagement digitally with a membership organisation, and the children will receive and be asked to respond to beautiful stories that take place, adventures on a pale blue dot that take place, that position science in the context of how we live in harmony with our planet. And again, the characters in the stories, I wish I brought some slides there, but very different children from very different backgrounds. Really, they're all they're of indeterminate race, really, so that nobody feels it's not tokenism, it's the world as we hope it will be. And we're collaborating with the University of Cambridge to have everything that we do wrapped up in very strong evaluation and impact assessment. And our ultimate aim is really to become a hub for experimentation in this field, so that through the outreach that we have into schools and communities, we can experiment with the best and the most exciting practice. We're very mobile. We have a small centre, a small format centre in Cambridge, but really the beauty of what we do is that we can pack that whole centre up, or a set of exhibits, into the back of a van and go anywhere in the country with a pop-up science centre, which is what you're going to see in just a minute, which means we can work with communities no matter how disenfranchised or remote. And from a one-off experience, we're now moving into, as I say, with the Cosmos programme, the capability of being active in communities in cycles of years rather than just weeks. So the STEM agenda, whether you're coming at it from the skills shortage in the STEM subjects or whether it's inclusion and representation, it's not something that you can solve overnight. So popping up with a one-off event just simply isn't enough. We're now trying to build this, inspire with these wonderful adventures and build a sustained programme which works across family, schools and community in a cycle of years. And we've got our first set of funding to run this demonstration project now for 3 years in the East Anglian region, which we hope will be a model that we can then scale up and take out nationally. So what you'll see here is one of our early prototype road shows. We go into a school, we can take over a school space, we can take over a community space. We pop up, we stay there at the moment for a week, but then we bring in all the feeder schools. So from one placement, we can see children from 8 to 10 schools. And we work, I'm sure as teachers you'll be able to see, with the accelerated groups or with the special needs group and with children of all ages. And it's working really well. But what we really are is a channel to take out experimental methods in learning in STEAM. And so if people in the room feel that we can benefit from collaboration with you, we're really eager to hear that, because our mission is to be the best in the field of informal learning and fuse that and really support the formal learning disciplines that a lot of you represent. So that's my preamble, and I think, Pam, it's time for me to press my button, isn't it?
We've got about 3 hours or so before our first pupils come in, and in that time we need to transform this communal space into a fully fledged science centre.
Cambridge Science Centre on the Road is the mobile version of the Cambridge Science Centre. So we take 8 exhibit tables or 16 exhibits out on the road and set up in a local school, church, public place, and basically transform it into a version of the Cambridge Science Centre.
This has really impressed me in terms of the amount of thinking, the amount of organisation, and just the general effort that's gone into that. It's brilliant.
I think on the road is critical, and science communication, science education is absolutely critical to living in the modern world.
The idea of what we're doing is to complement what they're doing in school, but provide them with a slightly different way of exploring the science. So every exhibit that we bring is hands-on, so the kids can get involved and explore and investigate, whilst learning a little bit about science in a much more fun and interactive way.
I wasn't expecting an exhibition like this.
Normally we just sit down and we
do
don't,
an activity.
the teacher just talks about it and then you find it a bit boring.
And I expected it to be like really boring, no offense. I didn't expect it to be fun.
You learn and you have fun. So.
There was like these different instructions and sometimes it was hard and challenging.
You should definitely come here.
It was very educational.
It's not what you think,
fun
it's like
school.
really fun.
You can find out stuff about planets and gravity and stuff like that. Trying to make a bridge.
How to use the UV light.
My favourite was the harp.
It's like plastic, do it. Weird, isn't it? It looks like plastic, but it's like jellyfish.
It makes you think that you don't know everything.
And the presentation was good as well, because it also looked cool because it was all in the dark.
So you've got a cold drink there, haven't you? And what happens is you end up with a cold moustache. See? I'm just going to pour the boiling water into the tray. Okay, that's because it's an infrared LED.
But if we put too much tape on it, it won't fly very well, it won't be very aerodynamic. And what do you notice as they're getting closer and closer? They get faster, right, so why might they get faster near in the middle? Because gravity
Is in your ears. That's my first time to do it and it's made me very happy.
Can you see what's written on the screen?
One.
For you, so it's now upside down.
One, go! Yes! It's brilliant, man.
I like the gravity machine.
If you put them all together, what is the experience?
Excellent.
The greatest thing about seeing the children engage with the exhibits here is that you get a lot of that wow factor. So there are things that the children will do with the exhibits that really surprises them and they didn't know about before. For me, it's about igniting that spark in them that makes them want to go and find out a little bit more about what the science means and how it does apply to their everyday lives, and hopefully perhaps set them on a path to think about science as a career.
If you can't come to us, we'll come to you. And it doesn't matter how small or remote your community is, we can come, we can set up, and for just 1 week, it's the Your Village Science Centre. It's not the Cambridge Science Centre, it's your local street science centre.
Gentlemen, we are in a moment. I believe you're going to sit, so we're going to do that very quietly.
Science is actually not boring, but it's really fun.
It's just fun.